be taking Berlin by Christmas, apparently. I've got Prussian Prince is not going to AT gun set up here, he's got an MG, so pretty much any troops that want to try to get across here are not going to make it across. I would have put my MG in a bit of a better position though, maybe like right here, because this position's kind of in the open, it can get flanked from here or here. Prince is going to launch another Calliope barrage here, destroy a pretty decent amount of troops. Looks like it hits some kind of infantry half-track maybe. Over here the MG is going to hit these guys, and right here I managed to drop another airborne squad actually. And I launch a strafing run on these troops. So there go all those troops, and we managed to push the enemy back once again. And then eventually I'm going to notice that I do have these airborne troops which I need to replenish. So right now those guys are going to be sitting kind of stationary. On this side though, I do realize that I actually should have put sandbags behind these tank traps. So I'm putting some more sandbags behind them. And then I've got rifleman squads moving up through these top to add some more bang for my buck up there. Prussian Prince has still got his AT gun up here, and I've got some airborne being upgraded with recoilless rifles now. So right now the center is our control. I mean the top is at our control, and the bottom is on our control. So the enemy's been kind of condensed. They're kind of in the same position that we were before, where we have one little foothold on their island basically, and they can't take it back. Now here comes some more infantry squad that I built. I just wanted to get some more BARs out there with some sticky bombs. Prussian Prince has got some Shermans now. He's upgrading them with MGs right now. And you can see, while mine are not upgraded with the long barrels, which I'll show you if I can find my tank real quick. Where's my tank? There you are. You can see my... Oh wait, no, I did upgrade it. Never mind. I thought I hadn't upgraded my Shermans with their Mac guns yet. But the Mac 11 gun will increase their anti-armor damage, which I probably didn't need it actually, to be honest, because the enemy wasn't really pushing out any tanks. I was very surprised the Wehrmacht player hadn't even put out like a Panzer IV at this point, or even like a flak fairing, like a what is it, flak Panzer? But he didn't, which I was very interested into why he hadn't. Over here I launched another air recon. You can see the enemy's got an infantry support tank along with some damaged troops. Prince is going to launch a Calliope barrage on God knows where. There it goes, right there. It's not going to hit anything though. It's going to do a little bit of damage to this infantry support tank. And then he's going to be pushing that up. Alright, now here Prince has got his Calliope up here now. He's got another sniper. I've got my squad of airborne up here. You can see Prussian Prince is going to have his Calliope fire on this half-track. And it's not going to destroy it, but it'll do a little bit of damage. Then the enemy is actually launching some barrages over here, which didn't really make any sense. We didn't have any troops over there. I actually would have been more prudent to attack this side, because they should have known that we had at least a little bit of troops over here, but they didn't. So I guess it's just their fault right there. I've also got a second AT gun right here that I spawned, and then I'm also, you can see I'm dropping some more supplies for myself so I can get some more munitions. I'm going to be taking that in a moment. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, guys, alright. So, right now we are pushing troops up. You can see Prussian Prince is now pushing up some more Shermans. And I finished replenishing my airborne, if I remember correctly. Yep, you can see right here, my airborne right here are being replenished. And they're going to be pushing up pretty soon. Excuse me. Been a long day. I'm really exhausted. Then over here, I'm just replenishing my troops here. We kind of go into a bit of a stalemate here. I'm going to push my troops up a bit into 2 times speed, where we actually end up making a push in a little bit. I believe it's about right here when we end up pushing up. You see Prussian Prince uses a sniper to snipe out one of the enemy troops. And this arty is using some more artillery barrages on us. I think it hits us actually right where we're supposed to be this time. Yep, there we go. You can see here it's going to do a decent amount of damage to my troops. I believe it does hit. Yep, it does take out one of my HE troops. But Prussian Prince returns with another volley of Calliopes, which doesn't do enough damage to this half-track. I was surprised that it was doing a ton of damage. The Calliopes were doing a ton of damage to the Panzer IV infantry support tanks, but not a ton of damage to these half-tracks. Over here, though, I'm managing to take the position. You can see I've got my 2 airborne squads, which are being supplemented by this rifleman squad and another engineer squad. And then over here, Prussian Prince is pushing across an M4 Sherman with a mine crawler in case the enemy's got any mines. And then I've got my airborne being pushed up, which I actually probably wasn't the best idea to drop these guys because I didn't have any AT. I started upgrading them with recoilless rifles, but I don't have enough time, obviously. Prussian Prince's M4 Sherman's going to push across, though, and pretty soon I'm going to start pushing my own troops across. You can see up here I've got this large mass of infantry, which I'm going to push downward and start taking these positions as soon as Prussian Prince starts distracting the enemy. These airborne troops are meant more as a distraction, if anything. And then right here is where we're going to make our final push and last push in the entire game. My infantry squads are going to start pushing across. We're going to start taking these positions. Prussian Prince's Shermans are going to hold down this position and make a pretty intensive force right here. We've got all the victory points now under our control, basically. And over here, this is where I finally noticed that the enemy's got like actual tanks. You can see Robinson's got a King Tiger, really, really strong, really powerful. Prussian Prince is going to launch a Calliope barrage on it to do a little bit of damage. You can see it's going to basically 3-shot that Sherman, and I'm like, crap, I need to pull back.
They have 200 points.
And then up here, though we do have all 4 victory points now, so their points are going to be dropping pretty rapidly. You see they're dropping 4 like every couple seconds, which is pretty dang fast. And I've got airborne with all with recoilless rifles, so we're going to start doing some pretty heavy damage to these guys. I'm building some sandbags for Prussian Prince's machine gun team up here, actually. And though we did lose a Sherman in that fight, I did manage to take the munitions point up here, so we do have a really strong foothold in the north now. And I'm going to start pushing across my AT guns pretty soon as well. Now up at the top, the enemy does manage to push me off of my position, and I managed to fall. I have to push my infantry back. Prussian Prince's MG makes a pretty good imposing attack here, and I'm a little curious why it took so long to make these grenadiers get suppressed though. But it doesn't matter. You can see here my airborne manages to, in combination with this MG, pushes back those 2 units of grenadiers, and those guys go bye-bye. Back there, a unit of Fallschirmjägers comes down. I end up dropping an AT gun to deal with that King Tiger in case it comes knocking at the top. Because with that combination with this AT gun and with my Sherman, we should be able to take out the King Tiger if it comes in. And that's going to push the enemy back. We're doing a pretty good push right here. My airborne right here, though, does lose a huge amount of troops. I pushed them back. And I accidentally pushed back my infantry squad as well, which was unintentional. And then right now we are completely controlling the field. This game is in the bag, basically. The enemy's King Tiger's coming up, though, so you can see that Prussian Prince is going to push his Shermans up, and he's also got an M26 Pershing now, which this guy can definitely handle this King Tiger any day.
The enemy is down.
And when I notice that, I'm going to start pushing my M4 Sherman up in a moment. And also my AT guns. Here comes my AT guns. They're coming up to do some damage. You can see the Allies Pershing is going to start shooting at this King Tiger. I mean this Panzer IV actually at first, just to try to take out the light tank. And you can see here a huge, massive Calliope barrage is going to go down. It's going to take out this engineer squad, I believe. Or no, the engineer squad's going to survive. Is it? Yeah, it does. Alright, that Pioneer squad managed to survive. Over here, the Prussian Prince is pushing up his Pershing and his tank. I've got my tank going up as well, along with some airborne. So right here is going to be the final push that's going to end this 38-minute game. This game is almost 40 minutes, actually. This King Tiger is ridiculously strong. You can see here that it manages to really just do a number on Prussian Prince's Pershing. Over here I'm dropping some more supply drops, and we have got a heavy attack going here. I do end up launching a bombing run pretty soon, actually, on this King Tiger. As soon as it stops moving, actually. So Prince and I are chasing this guy down with our Shermans. I'm pushing up my tanks. Not sure what that just was. Alright, so here goes my bombing run, and you can see the plane right here. It's going to launch straight on this King Tiger. So here we go. Kablooey. It's going to kill that infantry squad and do a little bit of damage to this Panzer IV tank, but not too much. Right now my airborne, along with Prussian Prince's Sherman, are chasing it down. I've got some more troops coming up as well with my AT gun and my rifleman. And here we say GG, because we know this game's in the bag. Despite the fact that I do have this King Tiger, it's way too little too late. We've got too many tanks, too many troops, and we have way too many points. The enemy does end up dropping another artillery barrage on my ally, and he pushes his Pershing up, and he puts vehicle recycle on. And right here my Sherman is going to get destroyed, actually, if I remember correctly. Yep, there it goes. You see it kind of just sinks into the ground almost. And then I was just curious where like all these tanks were like at the beginning of the match. Like you can see they had that King Tiger. There's a Flak Panzer right here, and they had that Panzer IV. I'm wondering where those troops were like in the middle of the game when they were most needed. Like were they just keeping them behind or something, or just keeping them in store? I just don't really know what they're doing at this point. Prussian Prince there loses the Pershing, but that's no matter. We've got this game in the bag. You can see here, my airborne actually is going to really get given a fight on their hands with these Volksgrenadiers. These two Volksgrenadier squads end up really doing a huge amount of damage to these airborne troops. So I end up having to push this airborne troop back, and I end up losing it. Now here comes the King Tiger again. I've got my two AT guns, which are focusing fire on it. So you can see they're doing a pretty heavy amount of damage to it. And I think I end up trying to throw a satchel charge on this tank, because I notice it's stationary. Or no, I actually don't have enough munitions for it. No, there we go. So here we go. I'm going to throw the satchel charge, I believe. Prussian Prince is going to launch another Calliope barrage. I'll throw a satchel charge in the tank, and I think it does destroy it, actually. Let's watch this big explosion. Let's see. Kablooey. There it goes. So there goes that King Tiger. That guy's flying in the air doing cartwheels. And that is GG, men. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this fight, and I'll bring you guys back another Company of Heroes online battle soon, and see you guys again later.